Hello, creatives, and welcome back. And as we are starting on our live, it is just beginning to rain. So it's unexpected rain here in Washington, which is always nice. It'll rinse and clear out the air because we've had a lot of fires in the area. So I'm praying that this rain finds its way to the people who need it the most. So today I'm going to teach you how to make a topiary ribbon tree. We're doing Halloween, so that I can show you some different ways that you can decorate it. These are perfect for your craft fair because these are a put it on your table display, and then as people come and look at your items that you have for sale at your craft fair, this is something you can actually have on your table, and you can gear these for any holiday. So these are the Ribbon Topiary trees. So if you like this tutorial and you want to have this set aside, like, oh, this is going to be a really good tutorial, I know I want to make one of these, click the share button down below and that'll share this tutorial to your personal Facebook page. And then that way you have the instructions all ready to go once you have everything put together. I will go through the materials that you'll need and then show you a couple different variations of ways that you can utilize it. I'm trying to think of anything else. If you want to be notified when I go live, make sure you click the like and follow button. Now the follow button is hidden, but it's super simple to find on this page right now. If you go up to where you have hit liked, you're going to click the three little dots off to the side. It'll open up a sub menu and then you can go ahead and click follow the page. That way, when I go live, you're notified in the event that you happen to be on your device at the same time. Also, I want to extend to you guys, while there's still some time remaining, all the way through the 31st of this month, if you want to come check out my private group. I am giving you a 2-week trial for $1. And then if you decide you want to stay on that 13th day, it'll go ahead and bill the normal rate, which currently right now is $27 a month. So you can kind of take a sneak peek, kind of get an idea of what we do in the business class, what we do in private group tutorials. So in order to do that, you want to head on over to my website, which is catscreationsandmore.com. I'm going to go ahead and put the link in there. Once again, Facebook is being weird. It always is weird, every single time. Let me go ahead and get our tutorial up. Swipe, get our comments going. Here we go. So we can comment, and then that way all of the stuff is at the bottom for you. Here we go. So catscreationsandmore.com, that's where you will sign up, and that's where you can get the low rate. So I don't want to confuse anybody. It's not $1 to be a private group member. It's a trial 2-week period. So you're in it for 2 weeks. If you stay on the 13th day, you'll automatically be billed. And then it's reoccurring after that point until you decide that you want to cancel. And then there you go. So that is a great deal. You possibly can't pass that up. It gives you an insider's look right now at what we're doing. And I'm going to go ahead and pivot you down so that you can kind of see. Actually, before I do that, let me show you what we're making. So it's going to kind of look like this. This is a ribbon topiary tree. It's made with about a 6-inch, this is like 5.6-inch styrofoam ball. This one is geared for Americana, kind of like the patriotic, the burgundy, the tan, and the navy blue. It's got a little post, and then I have ribbon down here at the bottom, and then I have a little bucket, a red bucket that's filled with, peat moss. And so you could have these, which make great items to put on your fireplace mantle. Like I said, it's ideal for craft tables because you can have a wide variety of these set out for every single holiday. You can make them, we'll talk about that, what we can do with all of them here in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and pivot you down. So here we go. And we are almost to where we need to be. There we go. Let me go ahead and swipe over. Hi, Maddie. Hi, Genevieve. Hi, Veronica. Hi, Cheryl. All right, and hi, Pam. So, list of supplies. What you will need. You will need little straight pins, and I prefer the ones with the little ball on them. These ones are 1 inch. I know it's a little hard to see, but 1 inch straight pins with the little balls on them. It just makes it easier to put them in. You will need a glue gun. You will need, and this is the best project for a lot of leftover ribbons, because you're going to need 14 different ones. If you do, you don't have to do 14 different ones. You could technically do them all in the same color, but it looks better if you mix and match them. You're going to need 14 4.5 inch pieces. So that's what I've done. I've cut each of these 1.5 inch ribbons to 4.5 inches, and you're going to need 5 of every single color. This way it'll give you a really good wide variety. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do. We're going to do the candy corn ones together. I've already done the others, so you don't have to watch me put all these together, the other 13 sets of them. You will also need a little bucket. And so I'm using this one that I got from Shinoda not too long before we moved from California, because Shinoda is a wholesaler. This is really super cute. It's a little ghost. He says happy haunting. So this is going to be the base for this particular project. Pamela, you asked a really great question. Wired? Yes. Why? Because when you go to put it away, sometimes when you are ready to pull it out for the next season, it's easier to fluff all the little ribbons around there if it's wired. And then also the ribbon that I'm going to do that has the little wispy tails in it, it does not have to be wired. And then that's going to be either like this one. This is 5/8 inch ribbon. You can see this one's got little bats. We have this 3/8 inch ribbon with the little, it's orange, purple, and lime green on black. Then Michael's also has this, which is the little ghost. This is 5/8. 3/8 ribbon. This just says trick or treat on it. And then I found this one as well, which is a satin ribbon with the little candy corns. 5/8 ribbon. It depends on whatever you want to do. It's entirely up to you. I'm going to be using the 3/8 because we're going to be incorporating all those Halloween colors of purple, lime green, and orange, along with black and white. Okay, so one of those, you will also need this is a 5.6 inch or 14.2 centimeter ball. I got this at Joann's. So as you can see, it fits perfectly on the little bucket. And then you're going to need a dowel. Let me find my dowel here. This is a 7/16 inch dowel. So I bought mine from Hobby Lobby. It was actually twice as long. What I did is basically just measured about how tall did I want my topiary to be. And then you're going to remember you're going to end up inserting it into the ball about halfway. So when you're figuring out your measurements, if I was to do it this way, halfway up, all the way into my bucket, we want to have a little bit of a, part of our stem here. You can spray paint this black. You can spray paint it whatever color you want to coordinate with the project that you have in mind. Now, my husband wasn't here today to help me cut the dowel rod. So I was like thinking, oh Lord, what am I going to use to do this? Because I don't have him here to run the circular saw. So what I did, believe it or not, is I used my stem cutter. So I pulled out my dowel rod. I figured out about how long I needed it to be. And right now it is 14 inches tall. And then I basically just opened this up, put my dowel rod in, cut it, and it kind of cut it at an angle. So it's kind of got a little point on it. And then what I did, because this is how ingenious women are, it was kind of like a rough cut. So then I sat outside and I was just sanding it back and forth until I got it into a perfect point. Why do you need a perfect point? Because when you put this into this hard styrofoam ball, it gets really challenging to get it in there. If you make it have a point, it goes in much easier. So that's why that is handy. Okay, so we are all set to put everything together. We'll set that aside. Also, you will need a piece of dry foam if you want to make it like I did with my patriotic topiary with the peat moss on it. You will want to cut this, and I'll show you when we go to do it, because I'm going to use part of it, but I'm not going to use all the dry foam. I'm going to give you a couple options of what you can do if you want to do that. And I think the candy that I have today is not enough to actually fill my bucket, but I'll show you when we get to that part. So I have some dry floral foam. All right, we are going to open our styrofoam right here. And I thought I had a Halloween one already done, but then I remembered I gave it to my daughter, who loves Halloween all year round. So that's where that went. I'm going to just store that in my bucket for now. I have my glue gun on high. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make all of the pieces that we need for our styrofoam ball. So again, these are 1.5 inch wired ribbon cut to 4.5 inches long. And then what I like to do is I like to get these into a nice curl. So just kind of curl them so that what you want to do is we're going to glue these to where they have just enough overlap, just like this. So I'm going to use the hot glue gun, and I'm going to run a bead right across here. And then I'm going to overlap these two pieces. I actually had done so many of these, I had a buildup of hot glue on my fingers, so it actually worked really, really well to prevent me from feeling how hot the glue was. But we're just going to glue those into little oval cylinders. So you're going to do this for all of your pieces. So remember, we're doing 14 different types of ribbon, and we're doing those 5 of each at 4.5 inches. So we're just gluing them together. In the past, I had just used pins, and I found that sometimes like the pins would get loose and my ribbons would kind of open. So I figured, you know what, this year we're just going to glue those closed. So just like this, just a slight overlap, and glue all my ovals together. And however you like to glue, I like to do it right here. I glue it on the bottom, and then I go ahead and just add our top layer. I start on the edges and make sure those are lined up. You can get silicone fingertips. I actually have those, but I didn't use them because I find that it doesn't, like, I can't feel what I want to feel with the silicone fingertips. I mean, I definitely don't want to feel a burn, but there we go. So you're just going to glue these together until you have, and you can kind of see these over here, I have like them all lined up based on the ribbon style. So I have like the black and orange striped, I have a little candy corn, I have spiders, I have polka dots, I have our black, orange, and white, I have a gingham, I have some pumpkins, I have the lime, purple, and orange and black stripe, I have the squiggle ones, I have the diagonal plaid, I have the film strip, I have these ones, and then I have our Halloween print. So I think I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm missing one. So, oh, candy corn. Okay, the candy corn here. And we have the smaller candy corn. So I have just a wide variety of different patterns to pick from. And so those are going to be the ribbons that are going to go on the ball. Okay, let me make sure. Where are my comments? Diane says, what size ribbon to cut to? Each of these pieces are 4.5 inches long. So it's 1.5 inch ribbon cut to 4.5 inch long pieces, and you're going to need approximately 14 to 15 different type. So I liked that I had like a lot of ribbon that barely had, I'm trying to think, 20, 21, 22 is like 22.5 inch ribbons a piece. 22.5 inches will give you those 5. So if you have like just a touch left of some particular ribbon and you're like, oh, I really don't want to throw this away, but I want to be able to integrate that, this is what we're going to do here. So the easiest way to do this is, I'm not going to attach my dowel rod just yet. I'm going to start by attaching my little ribbon bundles, and you can decide if you want to do 1 pin or 2 pin. You're just going to simply start at the top, and you're going to insert a straight pin all the way into, I find that by doing them on either side, it gives them a lot of stability, and I make sure that they go through both sides of my ribbon. So I alternate between going this way, and then like the next one is going to go the opposite way. So our seam is going this way, here the seam is going this way, and I'll alternate those all the way down, just a different pattern all the way through. And I put them fairly close to each other. And they're all going to squish in there once we get them in place. So alternating the pattern, you're going to do 1 vertical, 1 horizontal. And at this point, the glue part of it is done. And you can kind of put them in diagonally if you want. And this is where I kind of keep my ribbons all separated so that I'm not grabbing the same color. And I just keep going around, and I work 1 row at a time. This is where having wired ribbon really helps, because if you accidentally smash it, you can just reformat that piece. So I'm going to flip this over, and now we're going horizontally. You will not see the pin heads once you're all finished, so you don't have to have like all matchy-matchy. I'm going to go vertical now here. So I'm just putting 1 on each side, right through both pieces, all the way down into the foam. Just alternating colors and patterns. I'm trying to make sure that I don't go too far there, so that I start smashing my ribbons. You can just pick it up and just get your pins to go all the way around. And right now it kind of looks like a lady with like curlers in her hair. That's kind of what we're doing. So 1 goes vertical, 1 goes horizontal. Right now I have them pretty much I think I could probably fit one more on each side. Okay. And I put them the same way. I forgot. That's why gluing them is not a great idea. At this point, I'm going to add my dowel to the bottom, which is just, I'm going to take my dowel, I'm going to take my styrofoam piece, and I am able to kind of push that dowel all the way through. You always want to make sure that you have more than enough on there, but not enough to go all the way through. So I like how that is. That's like my length here. I have, because you want to be able to weigh it down on the bottom so that it doesn't tip over. And this is the reason why we use the styrofoam head part, so that it doesn't tip. Okay, and I'm going to keep adding these. It's kind of, it becomes precarious while you're getting that first row, because then once you get the first row down, I'm going to go ahead and redo that one. I get this one in. Okay, we are going to go I'm going to go ahead and pull those pins out. And I need to make sure that the glue part, the seam side, is down. So now there we go. I'm going to go ahead and fill in here. I want to make sure we're going in the same direction. See how I keep wanting to do that? We want to go sideways, then non-vertical. Okay, so keep staggering those all the way around. I'm going to go ahead and set that there. I'm going to grab my orange, seam side down. Try to get this up here. I'm trying to hold it under my arm because I don't want to put it down, because if you put it down and then it smashes your ribbons. So just like that. Just like that. And I do like them to be slightly compressed, but not overly compressed. Let's go ahead and put our spiders down here. This way. Okay. Now I'm going to let this little gap, I mean, it gets really hard to squeeze these in. So I will come back to those. So now I'm going to start here, and we're going to kind of vary. So because we have horizontal here, we want to go vertical here. Okay, same thing. We have, we want edges here. We want to kind of couple that right in. Again, making sure we're seam side down. I knew I was going to do that, which is probably good. Then I don't have to keep fishing them out. But you do want them fairly close together because our goal is to our ribbons. So, and it's always mixing colors and patterns. So you want to make sure you don't have, obviously, the same ribbon right next to that. And that's why there's so many different varieties of ribbon that we've chosen. I'm going to use the gingham here. And we're kind of nestling those in fairly close. I prefer the ribbon to also be a little thicker. The gingham and this polka dot are very thin. Okay. And I just keep turning this around. Just like this. And I'm trying to keep them lined up side by side, just till I get my pins in. And then I can kind of put it down. Scoot that one up a little bit. We'll go ahead and use this one. It's going to be our vertical. Make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of holding this, trying to get these all in. And you don't have to have perfect rows, you know. So you can kind of see we're putting together a nice little basket weave pattern. I'm going to come back over here and finish this side. And my goal is always make sure I'm using one different ribbon each time, and I'm putting those fairly snug next to the ones that I already have in place. Let's go for a little bit different. Let's do our film strip. There's that one. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm just like counting what colors am I using. Let us use this one. Let me break that up because I feel like we had it a little too close. Okay, now we'll use our candy corn. We want to fit it in there. Nice and snug. just keep coming around. Trying to get the one next to it. So just like that. Okay, and we can actually connect this one. And it actually goes by pretty quick. We're taking the biggest chunk, which is the middle all the way around. And then obviously this center here will get closer and closer and closer. So we've got 2 full rows all done on our ribbon tree. So I'm going to keep focusing on the same area we've been working on. And now we're just going to kind of come in, do different patterns. So I'm just kind of breaking up some other looks. Okay, there's that one. Trying to get that to lay. Once you get the pins in, it's super easy just to push them the rest of the way where you want them. Let's do our film strip. I find that if you do the ones closest to the ribbons that are in, that's usually your hard one. The ones a little closer to the middle, those become your easies. Make sure you're watching the way that your ribbon is laying in there. Okay, we have 2 of those. We have our green. Let's go ahead and do our orange. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's get a orange. Not orange, we'll do this one. Okay, we're going to come back over here and continue to work along here. So we have our and you're not going to be able to get all 14 colors all the way through. Sometimes you're going to have to just like, you know, not have a green in this next row, or you're going to come up a little bit short on a different color. It's just whatever you choose to do. Just make sure that the one that fits right next to this is opposite. You're going sideways now. We have our candy corn. And as your perimeter gets smaller, you might have to just, you know, stagger a different ribbon look next to it, because obviously it's going to keep getting smaller and smaller, so you're not going to be able to line these up. Then you might go in between the next ones. Let's get our spiders. Okay, now we'll do our candy corn. Okay, so we finished this. We're going to keep, again, look at how you have things positioned. I'm just going to keep going and doing this whole side. The nice things about our straight pins is you can that one just didn't want to go in. Just put you right here. I find that if you have it in some sort of a container that you can hold, it just makes it easier for you. Except when you go to do the other side. Then obviously that's going to change entirely for you. So I'm trying to get them as close as I possibly can so that we don't have any gaps if I can. Keep going around. What do you guys think of the look so far? Cindy said, would floral pins, small T or U be easier? I'm not sure, because those are awful big and they're going to go in, I think, a lot farther than you're going to want them to go. Let's see. Let's break that one up, put the film strip one in. So the T ones are really big. I just find that using the little balls works, and no, you won't see those little balls in between there once we finish. So I'm going to squeeze this one right in here, and sometimes it's just picking up the ribbon rolls next to it, so you can squeeze that little, trying to get the pin out, there we go, so we can squeeze that in. Our goal is to get them all in. There we go. And one of these I didn't push in all the way. We're getting closer. Closer and closer and closer. Trying to bring this over because technically what I want this one to do. Sometimes you have to just look at placement and say, you know, this one looks better with a wide instead of a more narrow look. So like that one seems to fit better in the space that I need it to go in. Like that. And we're closing the gap. And now I'm just going to go all the way across here. That one just felt weird. It's got a weird lump in the ball. Okay. Let's put our Halloween one here. And then as you can see, sometimes you have to fluff just like our regular ribbon. And now we're going to squeeze in some more into this area. So sometimes you might have to just, you know, move some of your ribbon to the side so that we can get that into that little crack in there. Let's see. Let's get, I'm trying to find something I want. Let's do this one. And I'm going to put this one vertical in here. Now don't worry about these small little corners. I'm going to show you how we're going to fix those. I'm looking at what colors I have left. Let's put this one up in here. And we're going to place, feels like it needs to be black, but black what? Black with the plaid. Let's put this in there. That way it's not all too much orange right there. Okay. So like there's half of our ball. And I know we have this section right here. We'll be able to tuck a ribbon in there just in a second. So let me go ahead and flip this side. Oh, what do I want to use to hold this up temporarily? Let me see. See if this bottle will work. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to put the stick in a bottle for now so that I can go through and finish the whole other side really quick because I can't lay it flat. Because if we lay it flat, then we smash all the ones on this side. Let me pan you up slightly. There you go. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going all the way down. Only this just wants to swivel. It's not, it holds it, but it's not a good spot. I'm going to hold it next to me. So I'm just finishing this one up all the way down. And I just have the stick, I'm like holding it up against the side of the counter. There's that one. I have a fly in here, it's driving me crazy. Okay, we're gonna squeeze one. Trying to use all the pins I have laying around. And this one I want to lift up just so I can get that in, and then I'll push it back down. So I'm trying to like just move them ever so gently. Okay. The ones that lay horizontally, those ones you can flatten or you can lift them up if you need spacing. For example, I'm going to get this one in and then I'm going to push the orange one around it. Just like that. Again, lift the other ones up. So like this one, I'm going to move out of the way till I get my pin in. We don't want a squiggle there. Let's go ahead. We're almost complete with putting our ribbons on. see, do we want the spiders up in here? We can definitely put them up there. Sucks when you drop your pin, because it becomes really challenging to try to fish it out. Okay. I'm going to go in, get these in, filling in the last little spaces. Let's see, what do I want to push in there? Probably that one. There's that. And then I've got one more to squeeze in, right in here. Sometimes it's just a matter of just picking up your previous ribbons and just kind of wedging it in there. And then let's pin it in. And we will fluff the ribbons. So there is our topiary ball, and I'm going to fluff my ribbons. You can kind of make them go flat. You can make them go tall. So this is the ball, as the ball is complete. I'm going to try to put one right in here if I can. Let's see if we can get that other one in. Let's see, can we get that one in there? I'm going to attempt to try to push it in. Just getting it underneath all the others. It's in. Now I just have to pin it to the bottom. It's weird. I have my door open. It just becomes a fly fest in here because it's raining outside. Okay. So there is our ball. Isn't our ball beautiful? So very fun, whimsical, adorable. And this is why the wired ribbons pays off, so that you can make it look as adorable as you'd like. I'm going to go ahead and pan this up a little bit more so you guys can see. So here's our topiary. This is what the ball looks like. It's completely covered all the way around. We have our dowel. So now the super simple thing is going to be, okay, what are you going to embellish it with? So I'm going to pivot back down for a second. So I have my Halloween bucket. This is how it's going to fit in the bucket. This is like a weird positioning kind of thing, just like that. So I have my little Halloween dude. So it's going to kind of sit in there like so. So I am going to cut a piece of my floral foam, but I want mine, I'm going to stick it in there for now. I want it just a little bit lower than the bottom. Okay. So if I place this in and looking at where I want it to kind of be, I've marked it here. I'm going to go ahead and just slice that off. So there's my floral foam. Ugh. Okay, so I am going to attach this to the bottom. So just super simple. Add some glue to the bottom of our floral foam. Just like this, so it stays in the bottom of our bucket. You could do gaps and cracks in here. You just want to make sure that if you're filling your bucket, that it's only going, there we go, it's only going a quarter of the way up. So gaps and cracks will expand until it runs out of space. So generally it'll go 50% greater. So I want mine to not be quite as full, just about halfway. And then I'm going to add in a piece of saran wrap because I'm actually going to fill it with candy. So I want to not have my candy hit that floral foam, but I do need a hole in it because that's where the stick's going to go. So my stick is going to go right inside. So obviously we've got it pretty good. It does need some more weight, however. So this is where I'm going to take Halloween candy, or you could do chocolates. And I am just filling this with those little marshmallow pumpkins, just like this. So this will give it some weight at the very bottom. So let me see if I can pivot you guys up so you can kind of see. We're like at a weird level. So I'll hold it for you guys. So I have filled it with my marshmallow, what do they call them? Mallow cream pumpkins. You could do candy corn. You could do a whole bunch of like little miniature chocolates and have this on your desk for work. Look how cute that is. You could do this as a gift for somebody, for someone who loves Halloween. We're going to add a bow to this. If you didn't want to add the candy part of it, I kind of felt it had to go in line with, you know, trick or treat or Halloween. It needed candy. You could just cut your floral foam right to just a little bit below and then go ahead and put your peat moss on like I did with this topiary one. We filled it full of peat moss and then added a bow to it. So I'm going to add a bow to this one here, and then we're going to add a couple cute embellishments. So I'm going to take the Halloween print ribbon, and I'm going to look at about how long do I want that to be for my ribbon tails. So pretty much, so darn hard to figure this out. So here's about where I want this to kind of fall, which is 7 inches. So I'm going to do a dovetail cut first. So that's folded side to the pointed edge. We're doing 7 inches, which means that I want about, if we did 8, no, if we do 7, we'll have a 3.5 inch loop. So I'm going to twist, measure off another 7 inches, gather, place it together, twist, and I want 7 inches. So we have like a super duper cute hand-tied bow like that. I'm going to go ahead and grab a black pipe cleaner because we're going to add some other ribbon to this, but I just want to hold this in place for now. I'm going to go ahead and do a dovetail edge on here. And I loved having these in our home because this was like a really super cute way of displaying candy instead of like, I don't know, whatever other candy holder they have. Let's see what else. Let's do some purple. Do we want to do squiggles? I kind of like the squiggles. So we're going to do the same size bow. Dovetail edge first. Okay. Let's get rid of our floral foam. And I only have 3 little pieces left out of all those ones that I had you guys cut. So here's 7, twist. We're going to measure 7. We're going to bring those together. We're going to twist. Another 7. Bring that together and twist. Another 7. It's right here. I grab my bow dabber just to hold this so I can dovetail my end. And then we're going to put these 2 together. There is that. I'm going to go ahead and undo this because I'm going to put this right on top of that so I can pick them both up and then put my pipe cleaner around it. Pull my ribbon tails down. There we go. Super duper cute bow. And then we can attach this to our dowel rod right at the base, or we can tuck it up underneath our pumpkin. It's entirely up to you. It just makes for a super adorable little topiary tree. So there is that to do. So what I was saying is, like, we're still going to embellish this a little bit more, but that's what it looks like right now with our little bow on it, with our little candies kind of tucked in there. I would trim this off on the back so that we don't have our bow showing or our little mechanics showing there. But it looks super adorable putting it on there. But let me show you what we do with these pieces. So you could even do them with the ghost. You could do them with the candy corn. Maybe we'll do a little bit of both. But let's add the ghost. So I'm going to show you what you do. And this is non-wired ribbon. So these are all from Michaels. So I'm going to go ahead and open these. Trying to think about how long I had them going before. Not too far. Let's try here. So I'm going to do a dovetail, or not a dovetail end. I'm just going to kind of do a little angled end on here. And I'm going to do one on the other side. Just like that. One of our pins. Remember all those corners you couldn't really hide? This is what we're going to do. This is going to go straight in the center. I'm looking for one of those corners. I actually did a really good job at hiding them. Here we go. So we're just going to pin that right in. I think I want this one just a little bit longer. So let's go a little bit longer. Let's do 7. I'm gonna let's do this one with a dovetail edge. Getting all fancy, right? Ooh. There we go. Right in the center. So I'm going to tag this right in that spot. So we have these like little wispy ribbons that are just going to kind of stick out. So I have the little ghosts. Let's add some more. So I'm going to cut a bunch of these at 7.5 inches. We'll do one more. No, actually we'll do a total of 5. Hi, Aaron. My dear's like at my craft room door. He's like, just thought I'd notify you that you are currently out of food for us. One of these days they might walk in. So I'm going to dovetail the ends. This is where you have to have really sharp scissors. And you don't have to be super exact. You don't have to, you can put these wherever you want. So they just kind of wisp out like that. See if we can do 2 of these at the same time with the sharper scissors. Maybe. I think so. So I'm just adding cute little whimsical ghosts. But this makes for an adorable gift, a nice hostess gift. It makes for a nice holiday gift. I'm just doubling these up, trying to do it a little bit quicker. So wherever you want to just kind of have those little wisps facing on the outside. And we have one more. One, two. Just like that. And then it's the same thing that you're going to use the smaller inch ribbon for. And these ones, it's a little harder to dovetail cut. So we can just do a little diagonal cut on the end. Same thing. Place it on the inside. And then just give it a little bit of a fun confetti look to that. And you don't have to be super perfect on how long or how short you want them to be. I do try to make sure that I get them at least in the center for this, so that we have a bunch of adorable little wispy ribbons, little embellishments. I had ones one year that said little trick or treat, which was adorable to put on there. But imagine doing this for somebody's birthday. Instead of a cake, you can make them a little ribbon topiary for their office. And whatever colors they like. Now we have happy birthday ribbons. So we can actually put those wherever we want them to be. But super cute. Just like these little wispy ribbons all the way around. And I'm going to try to pan you guys up a little bit so you can see what it looks like. So here is our little Halloween topiary tree. Let me move my ribbon back up. Just like that. So here is our Halloween topiary ribbon tree. which is super fun, super decorative for the holidays. I can turn this around so that we have our bucket showing with the little ghost print on there, but that's how simple it is. And if you wanted to make these for shipping, super simple. You're going to ship it not placed together. You're going to pull your stick out of your foam. You will wrap this in bubble wrap, nice and tight. I would advise not shipping it with a candy, but just go ahead and then wrap this separately and then give the customer instructions that says take the end of your dowel, make sure your dowel goes right down inside your ribbon tree, and that's all the assembly that's required. But like I said, you can do these for, I feel like my head's cut off. Sorry. You can do these for birthdays. You can do them for Christmas and put all your Christmas candies in the bottom. You can do that for any holiday. So patriotic, you can do it for Easter. You can do it Christmas, Halloween, you can do it fall. And like I said, they make great little gifts. So this is simply put how to make a topiary ribbon seasonal tree. And then like I said, whatever you decide to fill it with, you want to make sure that you keep the base a little bit heavier so that it doesn't tip. And then you don't want to go too tall with your ball. So never make your ball bigger than the base. The base needs to be roughly about the same size or just a little bit bigger. And then make sure that you weight it down either with candy. You can put like rocks or gravel in the bottom and glue that down. And then go ahead and put your foam and then put your dowel rod in. But super simple. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Do you guys have any questions at all? So I think I covered all of that. How to ship it, what you can do with it for embellishments, how to fill the bottom, what other seasonal holidays could you use those for. Like I said, they make great little side table, home decor, mantle decor, office cubicle space. Imagine putting one of these in your office cubicle space and having somebody come along and go, oh my God, how cute is that? Where'd you get that? And you're like, I can make that. And they're like, oh, I want like 12 of those. These make great gifts for when you're going to visit new babies. If you're doing a baby shower, you could do these in the color of the nursery. There's just literally so many options available that you can create these for. Any other questions you guys have that I might have missed? You guys are so welcome. Everyone's saying it's super cute, not really that hard. 7.5 inches for the little ones. Like if you're doing the little wispy ones, like these right here, they were 7.5 inches for these. The bigger 1.5 ribbons were cut to 4.5 inches, and you'll need 14 different colors to give you a wide variety to work with, so that hopefully you don't have an awful lot of overlap where you're running into same colors touching each other. Oh, you're so welcome, Cheryl. She says you always come up with the most unique designs. Well, I hope this gives you another item. And it's critical because so many people always ask, well, I'm a wreath maker and I'm going to this craft show. I don't have anything for a table space. Yes, you do. You have these. You have lantern swags you can add. Honestly, so many. And I'm going to try to come up with some more designs for you in the next 30 days that will help you guys out with craft fair, so that you don't have to worry about taking big wreaths all the time. You could take some little stuff too. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.